him a little bit for him to prevent him from hitting Carl, and then the tiger would have came. I figured that would have been cool because it would have credited Michonne a bit.
It would have left it not up to chance. It would have been somebody doing something.
Exactly. Yeah. I would have preferred that a lot better. And besides, we need some redeemable quality with Michonne being all sobby. So she finally nicked him with a sniper rifle that she can't do, and she would have had one eye to do it.
Yeah,
which could make it easier if you're a sniper, but I don't know.
I just hate that Rick has been getting lucky. Like, I know it's hard to say that Rick is lucky, but he has had very lucky moments, and this is one of them.
Right.
Definitely.
And I don't feel like the story should be hinged on him being lucky.
Well,
that's true.
Oh my God, guys, and I don't know if you guys have ever talked about this, where the origins comes from, but how much is what's going on in his head? I mean, guys, it just happens that he's so lucky.
I mean, from the beginning, the fact that his existence, they address it at the end, which is the fine piece of writing, I think, at the end of this episode, is addressing how Glenn is responsible for everything so far, technically.
A very strange monologue that started off as a conversation between Maggie and Rick.
Yeah.
Like a normal conversation.
Right.
It's just being like, oh, it's good that you decided to come. And then Maggie just starts saying, we were all strangers once, passing each other on the street. You were in trouble. Glenn saved you. And it just kept going to a point where it's like, okay, she's not actually saying this to Rick anymore, because this is way too much of an inner monologue to be something she's speaking.
Yeah, and then at some point, because they're showing, they're having the B-roll going on, showing on other things, and then when Maggie's talking, you hear her talking, but what she's saying on screen is inaudible. I'm like, okay, well,
I thought my sound was out of sync.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's why it was so weird.
It was really weird. It was really weird. But again, I did like the monologue nonetheless. I feel like with the way when they tie it to Glenn, I kind of like that part though.
Yeah, close up on the pocket, watching her hand, and said it's all. Glenn made the decision. I was just following his lead, but I found that so confusing because it seemed like a really good ending for the original group of cast members for The Walking Dead.
Right. And now the fear of The Walking Dead takes over.
Oh,
do you watch that, Jay?
I've seen about 2 or 3 episodes, and man, all I'm fearing is they get the hell off of TV quick.
Yeah.
God. But you guys, if I may add, Matthew, to what you said, I love that monologue, and does this open the door, guys, for Glenn to make an appearance like Abraham did next season in some sort of flashback? Because I have to feel that the way they're connecting it all back to that moment, and it opens up a lot of conspiracies, a lot of questions on where it's all going. But this is exactly what AMC wants, to have that door open to bring back a familiar character in some sort of capacity to boost ratings as well as kind of reunite that circle. Because Fear of the Walking Dead, David, it ain't doing it for anyone else, so why not stick with the original that brought him there?
Right, but I'm going to take this a step further.
Go.
Glenn never died.
You mean for the 3rd or 4th time? I'm sorry, I lost
exactly. He never died. He was alive the whole time. He pieced himself together.
Yeah, he crawled under something. It was just it was too dark to see, so we didn't really get a good.
Imagine they pull a don't
vibe.
Breathe. Negan's actually bashed someone else's skull in. It was but Negan's not blind, so no.
Hey, you know what, Dave? Let me ask you a question, and Matthew, to you. Since Glenn has been off now, and the aspect of, was it Maggie and Carl and Rick and a handful of others that are from really kind of the first few seasons, have they been able to establish anyone with that kind of popularity, and Daryl also, with that kind of popularity that isn't a villain? Because it looks like they're kind of trying to establish other characters, but it's not working like it was with the original formula.
Man, well, that goes back to what I was saying, that how the underdevelopment of other characters such as Tara, Enid, they're giving him so much screen time, but yet no development in characters. So when you have that lackluster in the character development, I really feel like how could you live up to that if you're not even trying with the characters that are already existing on the screen?
Yeah. To me, it just feels like that something's changed, and I'm not sure what it is. We complain that they don't develop their characters enough,
right?
But when they try to do it, they try to cram it all into one episode instead of gradually. Like Carol, they've been doing consistently well. Where, I mean, maybe not as of late because I haven't. She's flip flopping a lot, but she's somebody who they, progressed her character slowly over the seasons, and it's all felt kind of natural. And it never felt like we were getting too much Carol in one episode and her character's changing too much. But for somebody like maybe even Father Gabriel, or when we had Spencer. It just felt like we got a overload of Spencer and then he dies, or we get an overload of who's another character who we're not big fans of. Morgan, yeah, but Morgan, they've it's all the flip flopping that I don't like. It's
true. Okay, well, then let's say let's say
I just can't find a new character that they can.
Even
we don't know. Jesus maybe, but we don't know anything about Michonne either. I don't feel like we know enough about Michonne. She had a past. Remember, she had that crazy dream she had a couple seasons ago. Like, I want to get more context out of that
because
she's supposed
given
to be
up on that though.
Sorry,
I feel like they've given up on that.
I feel like they have as well, because I feel like she's supposed to have a hell of a backstory, and she's supposed to be like sort of, she's supposed to have like a mental illness in a way, like along the lines that Rick suffered after Lori died. And she says she's supposed to have voices in her head, but they never got through with that angle. So
Dwight's supposed to have a terrible memory. He's supposed to have
Dwight, yeah, his memory served him pretty well by the end of it. I don't know. His memory looked fine, Matthew. I don't know what you were speculating on. Though upon rewatching that episode yesterday, I was thinking to myself, yeah, I think Matthew, you were on to something with him having a bad memory. But this episode totally butchered that theory. I felt. I don't know. Whatever.
Were you guys impressed at all with Negan's army? Because it pulls back, and I'm thinking we're going to see an army of 1,000 saviors here, and be like, boys, we're going to war. And that's like maybe 50 or 60 saviors. It felt like it should have kept pulling back.
Yeah, I'd say 20 or 30. But you know what, guys? I am kind of impressed because of the fact that some of the things we've seen throughout the year, throughout the season, he's got the right motivation, and the way that he is just up there on that pulpit, just preaching to the masses and getting them going. 20 can turn out to be 1,000,000. So, yeah, a smaller army for me was more convincing than seeing a bigger one based on what we've seen this season.
Yeah.
It just wasn't as epic as I had hoped. But I know they have the garbage people now.
Well, are you sure they have the garbage people?
No, I don't think so.
Do. I don't think so.
I feel like if they need them, they can take them.
There's the ocean side, but they're unarmed.
They'll throw out the trash whenever they need them.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you'll see them. Like as soon as you reach for a garbage can, you might expect them. You open the trash, all of a sudden, oh my god, there she is. It's like, do you want to lay now?
No.
There you go. Exactly. Hey man, bring some Tom Savini into this. Get some good 70 movies going on. That'd be great.
Oh god,
but
so
whatever.
But yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see how it's going to go. I'm definitely going to be excited to watch next season. I just don't. I didn't like how this episode was organized, but I'd have to say I like what they did with it.
Yeah,
I like I like the story they told in it. I just didn't like how a lot of it was executed.
I agree.
Yeah, it's really kind of the way you look at the season. It's all about the final product and not the pieces put together, and I think that's been a theme all season long.
Yeah, I want to point out something quickly, and something I think you find it pretty funny, because I don't know if this really sends a message to, like, whether it's the show or maybe zombie culture these days. But I counted. Remember I was telling you about? I was doing like a let's say like a count for how many times how many, if there was an episode that people have gone without being killed by a walker.
Right.
Since it was 16 episodes before this one. 16 episodes before someone was killed at the hands of a walker. And today and last episode was basically, it was Sasha that didn't kill Negan but got the henchman somehow. But before that, it's been a while, and no one has died at the hands of a walker throughout the entire season.
Well, you know what, guys? I think this goes back to a point I said before we jumped on. The fans have influenced and spoken to AMC and what they want, and with deterioration in the numbers, they don't want to see the gore, they don't want to see the violence, they don't want to see the excessive aspect like we saw in the first half of the season. They want to see a drama, and I think that's what this has turned into now. The Walking Dead.
Go watch Homeland.
Well, exactly. That's the thing. They just want the same old cookie cutter. Most of them, they don't want to do it. It's not The Walking Dead because it's the undead. It's The Walking Dead because they want that drama with people who are against some amazing circumstances. It's going to change the dynamic next season because I have a feeling the war will be very tame compared to what we hope it would be.
Oh, I hate to say this, Jay, but I hope you're wrong, because
I hope I'm wrong too.
I mean, like, there shouldn't be a third party. Like, there should be a third impartial party for every influence for whatever it is you broadcast. But it's AMC. It's not Family Hour on a Sunday night. It's basically, we know what to expect when you're watching a horror show. It's supposed to be a horror show. This is what it's supposed to be. And you know what? Why does it have to? I mean, it's not like Breaking Bad tamed things. There's an excessive amount of violence.
But there's one thing you're forgetting, David. Is it Wizard World, Walker Stalker, Fan Expo, Horror Hound? Oh, what do they all in common? They're all conventions making money, and these characters connect to families. They connect to kids. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, you want to bet that he cleared hundreds of thousands of dollars at Horror Hound? With all the people, they had waiting lines with time slots to be there to get pictures and signed. And you better believe, just like Norman Reedus, he hung out for every single one. He shut that shit down, and he did exactly what. And it's too much of a dollar and too much of a family to go against that kind with the horror, which we hoped it would be.
All right. Well, I guess it's almost 9:00. I know you got places to be.
I have a yes here. I have a happy wife, happy life.
Oh yeah, I don't, but I want to get it.
Oh, guys, this has been absolutely great. Thank you for having me, and I hope you have me next season. I really always. This has been incredible.
Oh, anytime. The door is wide open for you. In fact, we have another podcast as well, part of the Cold Moon Productions, called Cringe Talk. So we'll be talking about horror films throughout the summer and the rest of the year. So you're welcome anytime. And obviously when we have our season opener, let us know when you're free, man. Be down to talk about our season opener as well for The Walking Dead.
Absolutely, and vice versa, guys. We'll set up a time during the summer to come on to talk more about the aspect of what you guys do with the podcast. And David, you know how much I love you.
Oh, not you don't tell me enough, Jay. I'm sorry.
It's that kind of Jesus love, as we've seen in the season.
Oh God, thank you.
You're welcome, guys.
And where can we find you, man? For our listeners, where can we find JK?
Well, you can find it at horrorhappens.com. They've got all the days, the times, show schedules, platforms, and we're about to enter our 6th season of programming the end of April, and there's a lot going on. So just go to horrorhappens.com, and if I may say, guys, RondoAward.com. The Rondo Awards are coming up. Check it out. We've been nominated. And definitely, guys, next year I'm going to throw up a nomination for you guys.
Jay, I look forward to seeing you at Fantasia, man. It's going to be a blast.
I'll talk to you soon. And, guys, thank you so much.
Godspeed.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Well, that was so much fun.
Yeah, man, I was nervous.
You were not nervous.
Oh, for sure I was. I don't even want to listen back to this.
You were so self-controlled. I feel like I'm so excited every time I'm talking to him. I feel like I'm talking really loud, louder than usual. We gotta check the gain on this afterwards.
Yeah. But I guess that does it for our show.
It is. We forgot to mention that we were talking to him through Skype. So if ever there was something that sounded strange, we were speaking through Skype, and the sound will be good because it is through his side. So yeah.
Well, I look forward to meeting Jay sometime this summer, maybe at Fantasia.
Oh, maybe it will definitely happen.
Yeah, seems like he was a great guy and a great person to have on with us.
And man, I can't wait to have him again.
All right, David. So that's going to do it for our coverage of this episode. We are going to come back for a recap. I think in a few weeks, maybe not next week, maybe the week after. That's when we'll get into the rest of the listener feedback. I apologize. I didn't have time to compile all of that. But
that gives you guys a chance.
Oh, yeah. Definitely gives you a chance to
chance.
write in to castingdead@gmail.com. I want to also thank Daryl Banner for our intro music. And again, thank you to Jay from the Horror Happens radio show.
Check him out. He's fun to listen to. He has great guests. If you're a huge horror fan, he is the ear you got to listen to. He's not the ear. He's the voice you got to set to your ears in order to get a grasp of what the horror culture is.
Yeah,
he's the best voice for it.
You want his sound in your ears.
You want the sound in his. Yeah, I'm not going to go further with ears and sound because I'm sounding stupid.
All right, so we're wrapping it up. We're done here.
All right, we'll see you on the recap, guys. Take care.
Good night.
Good night.